Good morning, students. As you know, we are discussing here about history chapter 7, tribes, nomads and settled communities. And in the last class, we have also discussed about the Banjaras and different community, tribal people and nomadic people. Today, we are going to discuss about new caste and hierarchies. Your today's topic is changing society. Changing society, new caste caste and new caste and hierarchy. New caste and hierarchy. After this topic, we will discuss about closer look, case study, Gonds and Ahom. You know, student, we are going to discuss about a changing society, new caste and hierarchy. As the needs of society grew, people with new skill were required. Smaller caste or jatis required a new caste or jati means from here emerged a new caste and or jatis emerged within words. You know, there are 4 words I have told to you: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And from here, from these words, emerged a different type jatis. And many tribes were taken into caste-based society. Many tribes were taken the caste-based society and given the status of jatis. Smith, carpenter, masons were also recognized as separate jatis. Question is, who create this jati? Who defined this jati? And carpenter, mason were also recognized as separate jatis. By the 11th and 12th century, the Rajput clan had become very powerful. By the 11th and 12th century, the Rajput clan had become very powerful. They belong to different lineages: the Hood, the Chandel and Chalukya. Some of them had been tribes earlier. Means earlier time they were also tribes. The rise of Rajput clan to the poison of kings set an example for tribal people to follow. And many tribes become part of the caste system. A large majority join the lower jatis of caste society. A large majority join the lower jatis of caste society. Many tribes of Punjab, Sindh and the northwest frontier had adopted Islam very early. The unequal social order prescribed by orthodox means Rudhivadi, traditional orthodox Hinduism was not accepted in these areas. We are going to discuss a case study about the Gond and the Ahoms. case study. First, we know about the Gonds. The Gonds, Gonds are the largest tribe in central India. Gonds are the largest tribe in central India. They are spread over the states of Madhya Pradesh, eastern Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, northern Andhra Pradesh, and western Odisha. Means in these states spread Gond tribes, and Gond tribe are further divided into many smaller clans, with each clan having its own Raja or Raj. Means they divided into a different clan or head. There is a head also in the Gonds. Means a different Raja, different Raj were there. In these Gond divided into different clans also. And in the Akbarnama, mention the Gond kingdom of Gad Katanga were divided into Gad. Gad Katanga divided into Gad. And each Gad were controlled by a Gond head, was further divided into unit of 84 villages called Chaurasi. 84 village called Chaurasi. And in the Hindi, if we number 84 convert, it will be Chaurasi. Clear? And which was again divided into Barhos, which were number of 12 villages each. And Gadkatanga also was a rich state, earning much of its wealth for trapping and exporting wild elephant of the other kingdom. Wild elephants. And the Gond language also, Gond spoke a Gondi language, such as the name Gond converted Gondi. Gondi language is related to the Telugu and other Dravidian language, and about half of the Gond speak Gondi in largest part, and rest speak largest Gond spoke Gondi language, and rest speak Indian Aryan language including Hindi. And some people are use Hindi word. Mostly use Gondi language, but rest of means few of the people in the Gond use Hindi or Dravidian language also. With this, the Gond belong a category. Gond belong with a category of very large tribes, which includes Santhal and Bhils. In the Gond, Santhal and Bhils also, the Gonds live in a large forest area called Gondwana. The Gond were traditionally agriculturists, and some practiced shifting cultivation, while others raided or cereal herd cattle. Rani Durgavati was one of the most powerful Gond ruler. Perhaps you will have listened the name Rani Durgavati. She refused to submit the Mughal Emperor Akbar, as he wanted to conquer the whole of central India, part of the goal of dominating all over India. And her kingdom, Gadkatanga, was 5 independent Gond state. Dalpat, son of Amandas, the Gond Raja of Gadkatanga, married to Princess Durgavati, Rani Durgavati, and the daughter of Sulban. And the Chandel Rajput Raja Mahoba Dalpat died early, so Durgavati took the reign in her hands and started ruling on the behalf of 5 years old son Veer Narayan. She was a very capable administrator, and in 1565 Mughal forces under Asaf Khan attacked Gadkatanga. Rani Durgavati put up a very strong resistance but was overcome. She preferred to die rather than surrender. She preferred to die rather than surrender. And her son too was killed in the battle with Mughal forces. The Mughal annexed a large part of the kingdom. A small portion was granted to Chandra Shah and uncle of Veer Narayan. The Gond kingdom survived for some time. It finally fell to the Bundela, the Marathas, in 1789. After the Gond kingdom, we are going to discuss about a more case study, the Ahoms. We are going to discuss a closer look after the Gond about Ahoms, such as the name Ahoms. Have you listened the name Ahoms? Who are Ahoms? Ahoms. Ahoms were tribes who established the Ahom kingdom in part of the present day Assam, and the name Assam has been derived from the word Ahom. They ruled to nearly 600 years. They ruled for nearly 600 years. In the beginning, Assam was known as Kamru. Earlier, Assam, known Kamru. Assam, earlier known as Kamru. And in the PCS examination also, it is asked today in the PCS examination also the old name of Assam. Then it is Kamru. And student, many local powers such as the Kacharia, Moran, Nagaj, and control different parts of Assam, they were always fighting among themselves. As a result, no stable government existed in the region Assam. And coming of the Ahom in the 13th century, in the early 13th century, Sukapa, son Mongmao prince, it is the name, crossed the Patkai Hills. He defeated the Nagad and reached the Brahmaputra Valley in 1228. And Ahom kingdom then consolidated its power for the next 300 years. Means he was a very powerful, and first major expansion was the coast of the Chutti kingdom, and this was annexed in 1522. And Kacharia also uprooted from their capital at Dimapur. Thus, by the middle of the 16th century, the Ahom were in control of the eastern Assam. In the 17th century, after the Battle of Itakuli in 1682. This place located in Assam, much of the control of Kuch fell into the hands of the Ahom, and the Ahom power declined. Ahom power declined in the later half of the 18th century. The part of the 19th century, the Burma army invaded the kingdom, set up a puppet Ahom king, and the Burmese were defeated by the British in the first Anglo-Burmese war, Anglo-Burma war. As a result of the Treaty of Yadvo in 1826, Ahom became a part of British India. The Taj Ahom who came into Assam followed their traditional religion. They spoke the Taj language and they kept good record. They are known for the chronicle called Burunjis. One of the greatest achievements Ahom was defeated Mughal forces in the Battle of Saraighat by the Ahom general Lalji Borjhukan in 1671. So, students, it is a closer look about the Gond and Ahoms, and in this way, your chapter 7, tribes, nomads, and settled communities has been finished. This chapter has been finished, and from the next day we will discuss about a new chapter, and you have to note down all the points. And students, after this class you will get question answer also of this chapter 7 question answer. You have to note down all the question answer in copy. Clear? So your chapter has been finished, and note down today's homework. Homework: first write a short note on Japanese. Write a short note on Japanese. Second homework: why is famous? Why is famous Rani Durgavati in history? Why is famous Rani Durgavati in history? Third homework. Explain the historical significance of the bones. Explain the historical significance of the course. This is your homework, student. Note down your homework. Have you noted homework, student? Have you noted? These are homework. Good. And I hope, student, you are doing properly work of all exercise, and all of you subscribe the channel, all of you noted the class, noted the point, noted the topic, noted the chapter. Have you done all the point? And with this, you have to remember, you have to learn the class, learn the chapter also. You have to learn question answer also. You have to learn question answer also and note down all the question answer in SST fair copy. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day.